YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back. Some of you asked some questions about the performance of Attila. That's a great question, valid question, probably something I can answer to at least some degree. Some of you are probably wondering my frames per second, settings, all that kind of stuff, so let's jump in. Prussian Prince already reviewed like all the different graphics settings and stuff, so if you want to go to his channel and check it out, I know he's got it up there, but I'd be more than happy to kind of just show you what I'm running it on. And you'll notice something weird here too. So I'm running an EVGA GTX 970. Mine is an EVGA model, overclocked. It actually has 4 gigs of RAM, but yeah, it only reads 3 here. And I actually found out what that issue is. Apparently, there's some problems with some of the 970 cards, and that's what it is. So it'll only recognize 3 for now, and supposedly there'll be a fix eventually. But with 3 gigs of RAM, it actually runs very fine. So, I mean, if you have a 970, I don't foresee it being an issue. You can run a benchmark, and if you take a look here, these are the settings that I have set up. I haven't changed any of the settings, really. I mean, it's all set pretty much to max quality. I leave the vegetation alpha off. It seems to run better with it off. I'm not turning on vignette, or vignette, whatever you call it. I'm not using unlimited video memory either, because I don't think that I'm using up all of the 3 gigs that the graphics card has. Don't see a need for it, and when I turn it on, it doesn't seem to improve any performance. Not running VSync either. And then yeah, I'm only running anisotropic 2x here too. And the game's looking extremely sweet on these settings. And I think I haven't tried running it on the ultra unit sizes either. It may run fine, and of course I could probably turn some of these off of max quality again, and it may run fine on all of them. I just haven't really benchmarked it. The main reason why I'm not just trying to absolutely blast it here is because I have to record, and I have to record at 60 frames per second, and then the software I have is also rendering at the same time. So just trying to leave a little bit of resources for my computer to get things done. Just so you want to know my build real quick, so when I run this, if you're curious, you know how yours might stack up, you can take a guess. Obviously it's impossible to say without me actually having your build or you having it running the benchmark. My processor is an Intel i7 4770K, so that's a 4th gen. It's a Haswell. I think there's a slightly better version of it out there now. Then also there's like the crazy 6-core version of the i7, which, you know, I'd love to have that, but I don't. So an i7 4770K, it's a pretty sweet processor, very capable. I've got 16 gigs of 2400 megahertz RAM, so I got some nice RAM. Though I do think just normal RAM would do just fine here, and 16 gigs is probably overkill. And then I have, obviously I'm running it off a solid state drive. It'll run just fine off of a regular hard disk drive, maybe just a little bit longer load times. My graphics card is the NVIDIA GTX 970, and it's the EVGA overclocked model. So that's what I have. So I'm going to hit the benchmark now, and we'll just kind of show you what it's going to do for me. And this is, I don't know, in this video, some of you may not care about it, but I'm making it just in case some of you are concerned about how it performs. What I have noticed is that the frame rates on the campaign map are considerably lower than they are on the battle map, and when you zoom in, it is pretty demanding on the campaign map. It may be something that they need to optimize a little better, or that may be optimized better when the actual game releases. I don't know, but it does seem like that the campaign map is very demanding, and you should be able to see my frames per second up there in the top right. This is obviously just a benchmark. I'm not actually playing anything. So, but yeah, it looks like I'm running steady around 40 most of the time, a little below some of the time as well. But yeah, so it's obviously going to be potentially pretty demanding because I have a pretty substantial build. Mine's not a supercomputer. There's people out there with better builds than mine. But I mean, you know, as you can see clearly, it's graphically going to be pretty demanding if you want to run it on the settings that I have it on. It seems to be recording very well for me. I'm not getting a lot of lag or anything else like that. So personally, I think it's going to be working just fine for me. But yeah, it's up to you. Kind of get an idea what you think. But so it looks like the way I have it benchmarked right now, and I am recording at the same time. It may have some impact on my frames per second, but probably not a lot. I'm averaging about 39, 40 frames a second is what it looks like. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea on the benchmark. And just to, again, just do a test, I'll just show you here, like if I tick on unlimited video memory and run the same benchmark, I'm guessing it won't be much different. I don't think it's a memory issue here. Pretty sure it has more to do with the fact that, I mean, it's going to use a lot of processor, it's going to use a lot of video card. If you have a 980, maybe even run it a little better, who knows, I don't know. I don't have anything to test that with, but we'll just do this and see whether or not it makes any noticeable difference in the frame rate, because I'm sure that I have plenty of extra RAM if it really needs the RAM to be shared. Looks to be about the same so far, because I want to say I was already running in the 40s at this point, then it dropped down, but we'll see. Just let the whole thing run through. I may be getting a few more frames per second, we'll see. If so, and I'll leave it on and eat my words, because I was the one that didn't think it would make any difference. But again, we'll see. It seems like it's running just slightly higher. May not be any difference in the end, though. We'll see. But, I mean, the game does look very pretty from a graphics standpoint, but I do believe it's going to be demanding, kind of like Rome 2 was. So if you're looking to run it on the highest settings, which is, I'm not quite at the highest settings, but I'm pretty darn close. Yeah, we averaged just moderately higher frames per second there. I mean, it was decimal places better. It wasn't hugely better. So I'll leave it on just for the sake of, why not? But in any case, yeah, so I mean, you're going to need quite a bit of machine to get the job done. So if you're looking to make a build, we're wondering how your build can run it. Obviously, you'll be able to benchmark it. I know there's people running it on builds that aren't as strong as mine. And like for instance, I know Prince of Macedon, for instance, made a video recently. He's not running a machine that's on the, and I'm not trying to say it to be like braggy or mean, I'm just trying to state, you know, a fact here. I know for a fact that he's wanting to build a new one so that his isn't quite up to date. And you can maybe take a look and see how his is running it, or ask him. Just ask around. It's going to be the best way to kind of check it out. But they do have the recommended specs out there, and you can go find that on Steam or their website. Either one, it should tell you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Give you a little idea just from a graphics standpoint how the game might be running. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.